constantly when we're having conversations with each other, in the background is the question, how can I get you to be open to me? Sometimes we're aware of that question, as in a difficult conversation where you can definitely tell that the other person is not open and it's getting really hard. Sometimes you will actually have the conscious thought of, how in the world can I get this other person to be open? Other times it's kind of lurking there, but it's always there because of this thing that I mentioned, that everything we want either happens or is precluded from happening by the closure and opening of our apertures. The most powerful influencer of our apertures is another person's aperture. So the answer to the question of how can I get you to be open to me is really another question, and a more important question, which is, how can I get me to be open to you? Because the most powerful thing I can do to help you be open is to be open myself. My open aperture signals you and your limbic system that it's safe, that it might be okay to open a little bit more. And so the most important thing is, how can I get me to be open? And that's not so easy, as we very well know. Being open is a difficult thing because of this thing of our fear system. We want the contact, but on the other hand, other people can be quite scary, and we can feel very self-protective of our emotions, of our belief systems, of our values. Important conversations very often involve a discussion of differences. How do we hold that conversation with openness without getting afraid that somehow our beliefs and values are going to be tossed aside, or they're going to be talked about as if they're irrelevant, etc. So how I get you to be open is how I get me to be open. And what I'm going to suggest is that paying attention to your own openness is the most important thing to do in order to keep the conversation open, and especially as the conversation gets difficult.